This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Always good to hear. Welcome to Daily Blast Live, everyone. It's Tuesday, August 25th. I'm Tori, here with my pal.
Hello.
Al, or my pal. Stephanie joins us from home. Stephanie, how you doing? How you feeling? Good?
You know what? I'm feeling fabulous. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I've just got myself a new strain of jasmine tea. Or, I mean, you might call it Yasmin, and it's delicious. So I'm living my best life right now, Tori. It's wonderful.
The Brits and
you
the
don't need to
tea,
know
man.
that, but there we go.
I don't love tea, and the Brits and their tea, they have it, it's like coffee, like from there. It's a crazy amount of tea. So I'm very happy for your jasmine. Very happy. All right, we got to get to, of course, Jennifer Garner. She is binge watching during the pandemic, and she posted a video narrating her emotional reaction to finishing The Office. Take a look.
Guess what? We finished it, and guess what? It gave me some really big feelings. Oh, bless her heart. Oh my goodness. Look who needed a big cry, and maybe a shower would have been helpful, but it's just nice to know you can still just feel so much passion about something, right? So thank you. If you've ever heard of this show, The Office, you should try it. It's wonderful.
Anything in slow-mo is funny. So what shows were you sad to finish after binging? We're going to start with Al. Al, what show really got you?
This is so easy. Definitely for me and my girl, we watched Married at First Sight. We watched, I mean, and the episodes are long, too. The episodes are like an hour and a half.
How many seasons?
It's like 10 to 12, but 2 of them are in Australia, and some of them are Married at First Sight, second chances. We don't mess with those.
Oh.
Yes, but like the true Married at First Sight people, y'all know who we are. We are one. We are united. We just have a secret society.
Oh,
but yes,
boy.
season 10, our big boss, Lisa Credos, and I text all the time about Married at First.
Right?
Yes, we are junkies.
It's weird to find people that are like twins who watch the same thing. All right, Stephanie Jones, what is the show that made you kind of really sob when you stopped binging?
Okay, so there's a show on Netflix. It's called Pose, and it's set in the late 1970s, early 80s in America, and it's about the LGBTQ community, specifically the voguing community, and all the amazing balls that they have, and like the trials and tribulations that they go through of you know, being gay, being of color, and it's amazing. It's such a good story. And I got to the end of season 2, and I was really sad to find out they'd started season 3 in the middle of the corona pandemic, and they had to shut down the set because there are so many like extras that they need. So we're gonna have to wait even longer for it. But it's amazing. It's such a good watch, and it's really heartwarming too. It's really good.
Steph, I watched Pose too, and like the first episode, just tears. And you know me, I do not cry, and I was like, oh man, why is it that being
It's
me?
really emotional.
Yeah, it really is.
And that's where we're getting, I mean, Billy Porter was well known beforehand, but
emotional.
he was very well known for Pose, which is so exciting. Mine.
What about you, Tori?
Thanks for asking, Al. Mine was The Bureau, and you might not have heard of it. I'm just going to tell you this. Don't fall asleep. Please don't fall asleep. It's on Sundance. Please, Al, seriously, I'm asking you not to fall asleep. It's so good that the CIA and the DSGE of France all came in. It's about espionage and people in French espionage. They came in and watched it, and they said it's the closest spying, you know? And they said it's the closest they've ever had. Ow, wake up. It's the closest they've ever had to being right on. It's so phenomenal. Please stop getting over the subtitles. It's 5 seasons, and it's so good. And when it was over, which was yesterday, I was in legit a bad mood. Bad mood. No.
Did you guys feel the same way with Game of Thrones because the last season was so underwhelming?
Yeah.
I felt angry.
Yeah.
I felt angry. I wasn't in tears. There were moments with Game of Thrones I was in tears. When Jon Snow died, it ripped my heart out, and you may as well killed me with him. I was devastated. But when it got to the end of that last season finale, and Khaleesi's turned into some wild woman that's lost her mind, it did nothing but annoy me. So no, I was actually angry, Al, when that ended.
I think a lot of people feel the same way.
Yeah. The good part was when she took the ice thing, ice.
Do you understand what you look like to people that haven't seen the show?
I think I look awesome.
Even to people that have seen the show.
Okay, moving on. Ellen Pompeo is not thrilled, speaking about watching herself age on Grey's Anatomy. The show's been on for 200,000 years. She's played Dr. Meredith Grey since it premiered in 2005 and recently spoke about aging on the small screen on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast. Let's have a listen.
I do not want to be the grapes dying on the vine. Like, already to watch myself age from 33 to 50 now on screen, that's not so fun. Because you really see it because I'm in the same clothes, right? I'm in the same character.
Yeah.
So the way I see myself aging is, you know, that's a
Some tea right there from Steph. She also famously said how she doesn't want to ever put anything in her face. I think she looks beautiful, but I think she looks great.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for aging gracefully, and I think it is hard to watch yourself get a little older. I mean, I kind of look at it like there's no other option, or the option besides aging is not ideal. So I'll take some gray hairs in the beard, and I'm not really get scared of aging like I used to be.
I'm not either. Steph, I always saw it as like a privilege, but that said, I've started to see like these wrinkles and stuff, and I'm like, and then like this thing, and I'm like, oh no, hard stop. Need to do something about that.
Okay, I'm all for aging gracefully, and I'm all for doing whatever makes you feel good too. Like, okay, so I started in television 2010, so it's been 10 years, but obviously it's a different age bracket, isn't it? From being in your early 20s to being like to your 50s, do you know what I mean? And I think that is gonna be different. But you know, I'm all for Botox, I'm for whatever makes you feel good, you know, like if you wanna embrace the wrinkles, you know, life has put those on your face, you know, for a reason. Like when you've been laughing, when you've been crying, it shows who you are. But I'm all for a good syringe.
That's a good syringe.
That's so honest. I love it.
I love how she's so honest. I also
It's true.
You got to be honest about it. And TV, when they went to HD, I was like, oh, you can see my soul. Like, you know, it was like right in there. It was
Literally.
Like, okay,
oh yeah, it's real.
Okay, so we're getting a look at some new scenes. I'm so excited for the Showtime series, The Comet Rule. It's based on former FBI director James Comey's book, A Higher Loyalty. Let's take a look.
No one has ever succeeded like I have. This was not espionage. This was an attack.
You're gonna get clobbered, Jim.
Jim Comey, he's more famous than me. Really looking forward to working with you. Let's take a picture.
We've now been presented the dossier concerning Russia and its connection to Trump. Putin began cultivating...
Ooh, the series stars Jeff Daniels as James Comey. It's a pretty good...
Right.
It's not great lookalike, but this one's great. Irish actor Brendan Gleeson takes on the role of President Trump. The two-part series follows Comey's relationship with the president and his eventual firing. What's interesting about Comey is that I know very well is he takes copious amounts of notes. So you're going to see some firsthand knowledge of some things. What do you think about the casting, Steph? Good? Huh?
Okay. I'm gonna ask you because you're more political than me. You follow these characters day in, day out. You watch all of their movements. You analyze them like I analyze different types of filler and Botox. Let's be real. So Tori, do you think it's a good casting?
Way to bounce that back, Steph. Very well done. I think that Brendan Gleeson looks amazing. His skin looks really similar to President Trump in that close-up. And the statue right there, the posture. I'm a little worried. Jeff Bridges, I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't, Jeff Daniels, excuse me, not Jeff Bridges. I don't know, it doesn't, like, look there, that skin looks just like President Trump, doesn't it?
It does.
What do you think, Al? I'm not convinced with Jeff Daniels.
You know, Comey is 6'7".
Yeah.
So I was wondering how, because I mean, he's kind of a physically imposing figure, so I think that would be tough to pull off. But it looks good enough. And I mean, I honestly looked at that clip and I was like, how'd they get Trump to do this?
I mean,
so I mean, it's a dead on Trump, and that kind of helps you get into the story. So I'm anxious to see.
The silhouette, especially in black, when you see a silhouette, is amazing. All right, Stranger Things actress Natalia Dyer says she feels protective over her younger co-stars. In an interview with The Independent, she said, after the Netflix series became a hit, she noticed that the media had a tendency to over-sexualize the child actors on the show. She added that sexualizing young kids is a cultural issue that must be addressed. So 16-year-old Millie Bobby Brown recently spoke about inappropriate comments she's received on social media. And another star, Finn Wolfhard, has talked about being stalked by adult fans.
I could see that.
I could too. And I know Millie Bobby Brown, and Steph, back me up on this. She has like a really cool style. So she just was like all over. She was in a lot of ad campaigns. So her image was everywhere for a while. And I remember being like, ooh, this is getting a little weird. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we need to remember that only now at this point she's only just turned 16.
Yeah.
So when she started this show, she's a minor still, you know? And I think the problem is in the show obviously she portrays a character similar to her own age, but outside of the show when she's doing red carpets, she is really glamorized, and like the fashion industry in particular adore her. And obviously she's a very beautiful girl, but we need to remember that's exactly what she is. She's a young girl. She's not even like a woman yet, you know? Yeah. She's not even, she can't legally drink, she can't legally have sex, you know, I mean, I think we need to remember that. Remember, we're watching child actors. It's really strange that people seem to think that because they can watch them on television or see them in a magazine, that means they're game. Where it's like, imagine if that was your daughter or your sister, you wouldn't feel the same way then.
But is it partly on the part of the star to not sort of be glamorized that way?
No,
is it not out?
No,
Okay,
I remember when the Olsen twins were 17 years old and there was a clock counting down to when they were 18. And I was like, that's so gross. Like, I don't want like barely legal. I think that's all it's not on the kids to not sexualize themselves. It's on the adults to get a hold of themselves and remember you're old and that's weird.
Well said. Great ending. It'll be etched in stone. Stephanie, stick around. Coming up on DBL, Love on the Rocks. During the pandemic, we've got the lowdown on the heartbreak of several celebs that had to go through during this time. And check out our studio. Most of our DBL coworkers are still at home during the pandemic. We appreciate all their hard work. It looks like me at a stand-up show. No one's here. We'll be right back.
Introducing the future of fitness.
Welcome back to DBL. Since the pandemic started, many famous couples have called it quits. That includes Miley Cyrus, who's been vocal about her short-lived romance with singer Cody Simpson. Then there's Brian Austin Green's awkward attempt at moving on from Megan Fox, who's already fallen for Machine Gun Kelly. And Tracy Morgan's marriage that survived a brush with death, only to end in divorce, like Dr. Dre and his wife of 23 years. But the celebrity pandemic breakups don't stop there. If you didn't know, Ryan Seacrest has now split with his off and on again model girlfriend Shayna Taylor for the third time over the course of 8 years. The American Idol host says they will remain good friends. What's going on in the pandemic? Is it, you know, it's like you put a magnifying glass up to your relationship, isn't it?
Magnifying glass, or just really just a clock.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot more time together.
Constant.
If you think about it, if you're in kind of a dysfunctional relationship, pre-COVID, you didn't see each other that much. You had breakfast, they went to work, you went to work, they went to the gym, you went to the bar. By the time you get home, they get home at 7 o'clock, you're in bed by 9.
Like
so you're really only spending like 2 or 3 hours a day. Now it's every day. You're hearing their voice over a Zoom meeting. They're in the shower, and at the time you normally get in the shower, now there's no hot water. It's just like a lot of issues, so I could see.
A lot of issues. And speaking of the American Idol season 1 winner, Kelly Clarkson is divorcing her husband of 7 years while quarantining with each other and their 2 kids. Kelly also became a stepmother of 2 when she married Brandon Blackstock. What do you think about, first of all, Kelly did this like really quickly, and what do you think about the whole stepchild situation, divorce? That's really tricky. Steph, sorry.
It's so difficult because obviously they've like been in each other's lives for so long, and she has been like a parental figure to those kids, and I'm sure that's not going to end because the relationship ends. I mean, I've never been in that situation. I can imagine it's going to be difficult, but all you need to do is like look at, for instance, Scott and Kourtney Kardashian. They've got children together. They're no longer together. Scott was with Sophia, who they've broken up now. So, you know, I think it's, so long as you're like a modern family, Gwyneth Paltrow, conscious uncoupling style, I think they've got this, you know, it's the modern way. And Kelly Clarkson seems as though she's a really good girl. She'll do what's best for the kids and whatever they want, I believe.
Yeah, I really like her too. Finally, just like you said, Scott Disick's struggle with sobriety along with quarantine was actually a major factor in why he and Sophia Richie did not survive the summer. But co-parenting used to be like, what is that? And now, Al, that's the way to do it. I mean, that's the only way to do it if you have any kind of issue.
Right.
Co-parenting is how you make the kids not grow up crazy. Am I right?
Right. I think there's this tend to go back to nostalgia. Like, things were better when the kids were home with mom and dad worked. Well, those days are over. Everybody's got a main job, and most people have a side hustle or 2.
Right.
So that means that the responsibility for raising children needs to fall on both parents equally, and it's going to vary from day to day, week to week, hour to hour.
And I would suggest to you, Steph, I'd rather have a parent that is, I wouldn't want to be in a situation where 2 parents are just hating each other and still together. I'd rather they co-parent alone while at least they can still have a good relationship.
Make sure the kids see a functional relationship.
Yeah, even if you're not together. Exactly. That's what I think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us know how your relationship is going. We want to know from the DBL Nation.
Give us the tea.
Give us the tea. The jasmine tea, as Stephanie has. Coming up on DBL, we've got a dose of celebrity medical knowledge
For
today.
me?
No, not in the least.
Am I a doctor?
No, you're a talk show host. When Dr. Sheila Farhang joins us, she's got the scoop on all the hot new skin and beauty trends that's coming up next. You host a show. Welcome back to DBL. Dr. Sheila Farhang is a dermatologist and skincare expert who's got her finger on the pulse of what's trending in beauty. Lindsay Granger caught up with her earlier in today's Skin Delicious DBL Spotlight.
Dr. Sheila Farhang, welcome to DBL.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you are a skincare expert, and we want to know, what is your philosophy and approach to skincare?
Sure, so it may sound a little cliche, but my philosophy is keep it simple and focus on the essentials. I do it for myself and my patients. And another thing is to stay consistent.
Consistency is key, and so many of us follow all these Hollywood trends, and I know that you know all the next upcoming trends. So what are they?
Sure, so it's really interesting. Recently, we've actually been going back in time to more of the natural plant-based products that have been around for years and years, more of the Ayurvedic type medicine. And there are a couple kind of buzz trending products. One of them actually being bakuchiol. Bakuchiol is a good plant-based retinol. Nothing wrong with retinol, love my retinol, but sometimes in some people it can be a little irritating in sensitive skin. So bakuchiol has been shown to be equally effective without those side effects. Another thing that I've been seeing is anti-pollution. It really is antioxidants, improving the skin barrier, and sun protection. And so we've gotten a little bit more fancy with the antioxidants. So we'll see a lot of the skin pollution, anti-pollution type of skincare products more in the future as well.
Now you know, and everyone knows, anti-aging is huge. So what's the latest in anti-aging?
Another skincare product that's anti-aging is actually microbiome. So everyone is thinking about microbiome. We've been doing it for our gut. So we want to think, the pre and probiotics. And so we're using this for the skin now too. Really, we got to balance the good and bad bacteria and target some of the good ones coming out.
Now, how do you keep your skin so radiant and beautiful? What are your secrets?
Some of the things that are kind of trendy in Hollywood is also jade rollers and gua sha, like skincare tools. So using those cold tools decreases the swelling in the face. The mechanical movement actually decreases the swelling in the face, and then it actually increases blood flow to the face. So that's a kind of an anti-aging effect.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Sheila Farhang. I have a lot of work to do. I'm taking all of your tips. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration.
Welcome back to DBL. Can more sleep make you a better basketball player? Well, LeBron James seems to think so. We're chatting about it in today's Rise and Thrive, sponsored by SoClean. The Lakers powerhouse says sleep plays a big role in his success. In a recent interview, he said being comfortable is his #1 tip. He makes sure the temperature in the room is set to 68. He uses the Calm app to listen to soothing sounds. He also is strict about getting 8 hours of sleep and limiting screen time before bed. LeBron practices these beneficial habits at home and on the road. When it comes to sleep, for more ways to rest easy, go to SoClean.com or call 1-800-528-6029. Steph, what do you think LeBron James listens to? Like, what sounds? Like, just the dribble of a ball? Like,
that would remind him of work.
I listen. And I listen to Headspace app, and I listen to bedtime stories. And I know on Calm they have celebrity bedtime stories. So different celebs read you a bedtime story. So maybe he does that.
I heard that Harry Styles has one on the Calm app. He reads you, like you said, he narrates a story, and apparently it's a very popular story. A lot of people using that one.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
I think that's embarrassing.
You do?
Yeah. What are you, 6? Bedtime story. Come on.
I love it. What the hell?
LeBron uses it, dude. Rude. DBL is new every day. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, Steph. Bye, guys.